long-simmering feud between Drake and Kendrick Lamar reached a boiling point recently, with all the diss tracks they've been releasing about each other trying to expose their worst secrets. But in this video, we're gonna be getting into the darkest secrets exposed about Drake, and some of them are really shocking. Now first up, we have that Kendrick claimed that Drake uses ghostwriters for songs, which is a pretty big accusation to level at someone if they haven't already admitted it. But unfortunately for Drake, this seems to be more fact than fiction, because several of his former ghostwriters have spoken out against him. Quentin Miller is a ghostwriter who is credited on a multitude of songs from Drake's 2015 mixtape. If you're reading this, it's too late. Now, he also claimed that he has not been compensated for his work on the project. The revelation was made during an interview with Vlad TV, where Miller explained his sketchy publishing deal with the rapper, where he never received a publishing check for his work on the mixtape. In the interview, he said that it was a horrible situation and he had to feed his family off getting paid under the table. And sadly, he couldn't get out of that deal until 2020. The Atlanta artist was exposed by Meek Mill during the summer of 2015 while Meek was beefing with Drake. Now the feud eventually led to Drake releasing Charged Up and Back to Back, which essentially ended the fight, but clearly there's still plenty of rumors floating around that Drake doesn't write his own stuff. Next, we have to talk about his relationship with Millie Bobbie Brown. As we know, the Stranger Things actress has become entangled in the latest Drake and Kendrick feud that has been ongoing for the past several weeks. Kendrick unleashed a barrage of diss tracks like 616 in LA, which mocked Drake's personal life and his focus on topping the charts. Next, his track Euphoria referenced the TV show that Drake produces. Then came Meet the Grams, which took a much sharper turn, targeting his son and his family life. Now obviously, Drake wasn't about to stay silent. He hit back with the track Family Matters, turning tables on Kendrick. Just a day later though, he dropped The Heart Part 6, where he name-dropped Millie Bobbie Brown in his song, responding to claims that he was a creep. While Kendrick did accuse him of that gross behavior, he never referenced a person that he was entangled with. This is why when Drake replied, stating that he had never touched Millie Bobbie Brown, the internet erupted. It was almost like he admitted something that he didn't need to, because obviously fans have been worried about their relationship for quite some time, and the whole thing is really weird, so it's no wonder it didn't sit right with a lot of people. Moving on to all the hypocrisy with Drake and using AI. He posted one of his diss tracks called Tailor Made Freestyle on his Instagram, which features AI-generated voices of Tupac Shakur and Snoop Dogg. The fake Shakur says that Kendrick should defend West Coast hip-hop and his name, while the fake Snoop urges Kendrick to release a response faster. Now the whole thing was very bizarre, but the reference was pretty clear. Kendrick famously claimed that he was visited by Tupac in his dreams. He said, "It's a real situation where I was sleeping one night and a silhouette came and he said, 'Keep doing what you're doing, don't let my music die.'" So Drake was making fun of that infamous quote. But he then deleted the song pretty quickly after Tupac's estate threatened legal action. And it was all a bit hypocritical, considering he's been very outspoken about using AI. Now this track called Heart on My Sleeve blew up on TikTok last year before it got completely removed from the internet. It sounded like Drake was rapping, but it was actually created with AI. Now the song has a scratchy, low quality vibe and the vocals are sometimes slurred and glitchy, but the general consensus is that it was a total banger, so it's sad that it got removed from the internet. Then it's been made clear that there's some sort of leak in Drake's team and that he can't trust anybody. Why? Well, when Kendrick put out Meet the Grams, the cover art is a photo of Drake's belongings and was most likely taken from inside his own house. Now that is just insane. It was filled with receipts and prescription drugs, including the weight loss drug Ozempic, which Drake has been accused of taking. Now there's also some pretty other shady things on there too, but you'll have to do your own research into that, as we have to follow this site's guidelines. Now, the cover art wasn't the only shocking thing though. In the song, Lamar addresses his verses to Drake's son, Adonis, and Drake's parents. "Dear Adonis, I'm sorry that man is your father," he bluntly opens the track. And he also dedicated a verse to Drake's alleged 11-year-old daughter, who would be the second child the rapper has kept hidden from the public. Drake, however, was quick to jump on Instagram and shut down the claim that he had a secret daughter. Then Drake's music label stepped in. It's been been alleged from an insider that Drake's label wants this feud to stop. They said PG Lang Kendrick and EXO The Weeknd were asked by Universal Music Group UMG to end the beef with OVO Drake. Now Kendrick apparently isn't budging at all, but UGM is pressing hard on their request to squash the beef. UGM also had a Zoom meeting with all the parties involved, and they want Kendrick either directly or said through PG Lang to post a statement clarifying that Drake isn't a lover of the young, if you get what I mean. Drake is losing the beef in UGM's eyes, so from UGM's perspective, the sooner this beef ends, the better. The accusations directed at Drake are costing UMG, Nike, and other parties a lot of money. Now, the fact that they even had to step in is just embarrassing. Now, this beef has turned into something that is life-threatening though. Now, this feud has been taken up a level as someone drove past Drake's house in Toronto and shot his security guard. Police said suspects in a vehicle shot the guard at the corner of the Park Lane Circle mansion around 2 a.m. before fleeing the scene. Now, it remains unclear if Drake was home at the time the incident occurred or whether he was a target of the shooting. Police said it was too early in their investigation to speak about a motive, but they said, "We are in contact with Drake's team and they are cooperating." It said that the police are currently assessing video that captures the shooting, but is not releasing information about it due to video quality issues. The victim is in hospital and is in serious condition, they added. Now, witnesses told Canadian media that he had sustained several including one to the chest. Now, their beef has gotten extremely personal, but violence is never the answer. Okay, so now on to some non-related Kendrick beef secrets. In October 2014, TMZ reported that a stripper going by Johnny Blaze filed a police report after allegedly receiving threats from Drake and his entourage after she slept with the rapper. She claimed that Drake believed that she was going to speak publicly about her hookup with him and sent her angry text messages, and several of his associates began banging on her door at her home and threatening her life. Now, Drake's team denied the allegation, and days later, Blaze somewhat backpedaled on her claims, saying that she never actually called the police on Drake specifically because my friend came home and she said that 2 guys said that they were looking for me. So I documented that for my protection, and for some odd reason people were calling me loony. We were just supposed to be friends and we had some disagreements, some things were said and some threats were being made as far as argument, and that was it. Now, she added that she leaked text messages between them to prove that they were in fact in contact because people were accusing her of lying about knowing him personally, and she denied that she ever bashed him. She said that she believed that the threat she received after her encounter with Drake may have just been a coincidence. Next, we have his relationship with Rihanna. Drake and Rihanna were first linked in May 2009 when Page Six reported that the pair were spotted kissing at a Lucky Strike bowling alley in New York City. However, they both denied any romance rumors and insisted they were just friends. However, in Drake's song Fireworks, he dropped major hints that there was more to the story. He would later tell the New York Times that Rihanna essentially played him and broke his heart, whining, "You know what she was doing to me? She was doing exactly what I've done to so many women throughout my life, which is show them quality time, then disappear. I was like, wow, this feels terrible," he said. Sources then told Life and Style that Rihanna caught Drake sending some rather sketchy texts with other women while they were dating in 2016. The magazine reported that one of these women was Dakota Gonzalez, an Instagram model, while Gossip claimed that he was also seeing another Instagram model, India Love, while he was supposedly dating Rihanna. Now we have his secret son. In May 2017, TMZ reported that former adult star Sophie Brazo claimed that she was pregnant with Drake's child and that Drake told her to terminate the pregnancy. Now, his rep denied it, saying in a statement, "This woman has a very questionable background. She has admitted to having multiple relationships. We understand she may be having problems getting into the United States. She is one of the many people claiming he got them pregnant." However, the rep also added that Drake would handle his business properly if he was proven to be the child's father, and TMZ reported in late May 2018 that Drake had been sending Sophie money since just before the birth of her son, Adonis, and that he believes he may be the father but is awaiting a DNA test to prove his paternity. Now, Drake's potential paternity was never made too public until Pusha T released a diss track, The House of Adion, in May 2018, which referenced Adonis and Sophie by name. And then we have the bottle throwing. In June 2012, Drake and Chris Brown reported reportedly got into a bottle-throwing bar fight in a New York City nightclub, WIP. Now, Chris's face was injured, as were members of Drake and Chris's respective entourages, and even innocent bystanders who were just trying to enjoy a night out. Now, the club also suffered significant property damage from the incident, with a lot of broken glass and furniture, as well as scratches on the floor from shattered glass. Now, a club prompter who was at WIP at the night of the incident claimed that Chris sent a bottle of champagne to Drake, who returned it with a vulgar note about Rihanna, with whom Chris had been in a volatile on-again, off-again relationship. However, TMZ reported that Drake started the drama when he started screaming at Chris from his side of the VIP section. Now, the pair both left the scene before cops arrived and denied any wrongdoing, though Drake's team tried to pin the issue on Meek Mill, and neither of them faced any charges. Well, that's all for our list of the top 10 darkest secrets exposed about Drake. Now, did any of these things shock you? Let us know in the comments down below, and don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. I'm your host Emily, and we'll see you next time. Peace.